All right, it's time for Bible study, so let's get started. We're going to be working on the wedding of Cana today, and I just kind of want to give you a geographical location here. When we're looking at Cana, Cana is right here, and Nazareth is down here, Jesus of Nazareth. So it's not too far off from Nazareth. Sea of Galilee is over here, another place that we've talked about before. So just this kind of area here that we're looking at today. And especially we're just focusing in on Cana and the miracle at the wedding of Cana. All right, so let's get into our Bible study today. I'm going to read from the book that I was reading from and the other one that we did this week. All right. On the third day, a wedding took place at Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother had said to him, "They have no more wine." All right, so I'm going to stop a second and talk a little bit about this. So first of all, a wedding at that point in time would have been, first of all, an arranged marriage, and second of all, the celebration would have lasted for 7 days. And so people would come and they would stay all 7 days and they would celebrate the union of the husband and wife. And in this situation, of course, there is wine to be drunk for people. And Mary notices this. Now, why does this matter? Well, in this situation, if if they ran out of something, it would be a social discrimination, or a social embarrassment. They would just feel terrible, and people would be. It would be just something that people would not believe that somebody could run out of something, because you prepare for this, and it's something that you've saved for a long, long time. All right. Going on, "Dear woman, why do you involve me? My time has not yet come." Now, when he says that to her here, he's not being disrespectful. Jesus is talking to Mary as a child of God here, because Mary came to Jesus and knows that he can do something because he's God. So he's not looking to his mother and saying, calling his mother woman, but right now he's talking to a child of God and calling her woman. Just as Mary went to Jesus and it wasn't going to him as her son, but as her Lord and Savior. Okay? Next part. His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby stood 6 stone washing jars, the kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servant, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. All right, ceremonial washing jars, or those stone jars, 20 to 30 gallons. The water would be there. They would scoop it out and use that water. And so if you have 6 of those, you have anywhere from 120 to 180 gallons. That is a lot of water. Because they would have to, of course, you can't move these ceremonial washing jars, so you take smaller jars and go back and forth until you could fill them to the brim. So that took a little while to do here. All right. Now, the next paragraph. Then he told them, "Now draw some and take it out to the master of the banquet." They did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been changed and turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servant who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside and said, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best until now." This, the first of his miraculous signs, Jesus performed at Cana in Galilee. He thus revealed his glory, and his disciples put their faith in him. All right. So as we look at that idea, first of all, the best wine, again, shows a little bit more of the godly side. God only makes things perfectly when he works, and Jesus is God. So Jesus, when he makes or changes this water into wine, it's perfect. It's the best. And like I said to begin with, there is a situation with every miracle where somebody is going to be coming to faith. And the disciples put their faith in him at this point. The servants, we can assume some of, at least that one servant who took it to the master, put his faith in Jesus as well. Okay? A lot going on there, especially the first miracle. So let's take a look at our worksheet, and we'll kind of talk through some other things as we go. All right, down at the bottom here. To what were Jesus and his disciples invited in Cana? Well, it's called Jesus Changes Water into Wine, but we know it was at a wedding. A wedding. Okay? What trouble brought Mary to Jesus for his help? Well, what happened that she was concerned about? They ran out of wine. They ran out of wine. How did Jesus tell Mary that he would help at the correct time? Well, he says it, my time has what? Not yet come. My time has not yet come. Why were 6 water jars in the house? They were there for ceremonial washing. The wedding was going to take place. The people would wash their hands, and it's all part of that ceremony. There was a very certain rituals that they would do. Hopefully we do a lot of washing these days too. How did the servants obey Jesus' command to fill the water jars? They filled them to the brim. When they were asked to do it, they did it exactly what he said, up to the top. Not just put a little bit in there, but he said fill them up, and they did. Okay? Number 6. To whom was some water taken after it had been changed to wine? To the master. And remember, Jesus spoke, just like he did in creation. He spoke and it happened. He doesn't, okay. Which words tell where Jesus began doing miracles? Where was he? He was in Cana. In Cana. Which words tell why Jesus did this great miracle? To show his glory. His glory was revealed, and then the disciples put their faith in him. All right. There was a wedding at the city of, your answer choices are all down at the bottom. There was a wedding in the city of Cana. Cana. So we'll cross out as we use them. Mary, Jesus, and his blank were invited. Let's see. His disciples. The people ran out of wine. Jesus said, "My blank is not yet come. My time. My time." All right. I'll give you a second to catch up in case you're trying to write those down and are a little bit behind where you need to be. Okay. Y'all ready? Let's keep moving then. The next question. Mary told the blank to do whatever Jesus might command. And that would have been the servants. All right. Number 6. There were blank stone washing jars. 6 or 8? Hopefully you said 6. And the servants filled the water jars to the blank. We already wrote that down over here. Filled it to the brim, the very top. And our last one, by his power, Jesus turned the blank into good wine. He changed the water into good wine. Actually, the best wine there could be, because he does everything perfectly. All right. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this Bible study, and we will talk to you later next week. And I hope you have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy.